Episode 60 Broken Wings.
Chitransh was quite nervous. He didn't know what would he talk to the lady. He had been avoiding to meet her for the last 2 months now. But when she kept on calling incessantly, he gave in and agreed to meet. So today Chitransh was nervously waiting for her at a cafe. Chitransh had already had a cup of scalding black coffee, hoping that the caffeine will settle down his nerves a little. At 4 p.m., a lady entered. She was wearing a dull pink organza sari. She had a wheatish complexion, a small mouth, and a shapely nose. Her glares were carelessly perched on her head. Her diamond nose ring shone brightly in the dull lights of the cafe. She appeared to be as nervous as Chitransh. She looked around and then walked towards where Chitransh was sitting. Chitransh? Hi, I'm Aditi. Hello Aditi. Please have a seat. There followed a very awkward silence. The waiter appeared with a glass of water, and his appearance was almost like a relief. Some coffee, Aditi? No, please don't bother. I usually drink black coffee here. It's pretty good. Okay, then I too will have a black coffee, Chitransh. Thank you. The waiter left. Again, that awkward silence. Chitransh thought he must say something. He looked at Aditi. She had a round face, lovely eyes, long hair, and a very shapely figure. He remembered that she was a professional dancer and a choreographer. Chitransh wondered why would Raghav have cheated on such a lovely-looking wife. That immediately took his thoughts to Meera. Chitransh was an AGM with a leading MNC. He was 6 feet tall. He earned almost 1 crore per year, and he rarely showed any interest in other women. They had a daughter Arvi who was 7 now, and he thought that she was the center of their world. Chitransh had still not been able to figure out why would Meera have an affair with someone else. क्या कमी थी मुझ में यार? Why did Meera cheat on me? Chitransh, you must be wondering why I wanted to meet up. Huh? Yes, Aditi. I have been wondering. Well, Chitransh, the past few months have been very, very difficult for me. I'm sure this is the same with you also. I can't seem to fathom or understand anything at all. In fact, I'm taking therapy sessions from a counselor. He advised me to meet you once, and so here I am. Chitransh, were you aware that Meera, your wife, was regularly meeting my husband Raghav? The last 6 months went by a flash in Chitransh's mind again, almost like a film reel. He had got a phone call at 3:30 p.m. from a hospital in Lonavala saying that his wife had met with an accident. Chitransh thought it's a joke because Meera was in a board meeting the entire day on the 28th of October. So how could she have reached Lonavala? What happened next remained a blur for a very long time in Chitransh's mind. Meera was staying with Raghav in the Mountain View Hotel at Lonavala. They had gone for trekking. On their way back, a speeding truck crashed into the SUV that Raghav was driving, killing both of them on the spot. The hotel register revealed that Raghav and Meera were regular guests, almost 2 to 3 days every month. It hit Chitransh badly that the same dates coincided with Meera's board meetings. So God knows for how long this had been going on. When Chitransh was performing the last rites, he just didn't feel anything. He was totally numb. He wanted to cry, to shout, to get angry at Meera, to pick up anything handy and beat her up and ask her क्यों किया ये सब. But he never got a chance to do that. When the family got hold of the details, Chitransh's mom blasted at Meera's mother. The blame game, the accusations and the abuses between the two families refused to die. Chitransh was hurt and angry and helpless. And briefly, he became suicidal too. But then he realized he couldn't leave Arvi alone in this world. Hello? Chitransh, are you okay? Huh? Chitransh was jolted back to the present. Yes, I'm fine. It's just that, well, Chitransh, I perfectly understand. I'm going through the same shit. Losing a spouse, a partner is very difficult. I had heard this and read this so many times. But losing a partner who was unfaithful to you, I just can't understand. Frankly, had it not been for Aryan, my son, I wouldn't have been able to gather myself. To think that I was living with a man who was cheating on me is so disgusting, Chitransh. I can never forget or forgive Raghav. He screwed up my life. Do you know ये सब कब से चल रहा था? Forget it, yaar Aditi. How will that help? No, I just want to know, Chitransh. I was living in a fool's paradise all these years. It tears me apart to even think like this. I know, Aditi, I understand. It makes me feel so foolish. Maybe once or twice now when I look back, I did observe Meera's eagerness to attend the board meetings. But frankly, ऐसा कोई ख्याल तो दिमाग में आया ही नहीं था. Again, the awkward silence. Aditi, did you suspect Raghav of cheating on you? I mean, were there some signs? Not very obviously, Chitransh. But once in a while, I guess all of us do get suspicious, है ना? However, I never suspected anything serious that he was involved in. But after he went away, yes, the proofs have been hitting me from all over. 2 months back, his bank called me. And it was then that I discovered that their relationship was going on since so many years. Actually, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to meet you, Chitransh. I finally opened his locker and I got this box. Yeah. Aditi took out a box from her handbag and slid it towards Chitransh. There were a lot of photographs. Meera and Raghav together in Lonavala, in the hotel room, during dinner, while taking a walk hand in hand, and while driving together. Below the photographs was a white ivory box. It contained a pair of gold earrings, a diamond ring, 2 bracelets, and 2 gold chains with pendants. It was obvious that these were gifts from Raghav to Meera. Chitransh stared at them dumbly. He didn't know how to react. He didn't want any of these things. He hated the very sight of them. Had he not gifted Meera an army of gold sets and diamond jewelry? And yet she accepted such things from Raghav? Disgusted, Chitransh pushed back the box towards Meera and turned his face away. Honestly, Aditi, I don't want to have a look at these things at all. I have still not been able to come to terms with Meera's disloyalty to me. And I will obviously not keep any of these things. You can burn the photographs or throw them or do whatever. They are poisonous substances to me. The last 10 years of my life have suddenly turned into a string of lies. I have begun to question every day of my married life now. The marriage itself was all a hoax, I guess. I don't want to know, Aditi, when did it all begin. I only know that the two of them, Raghav and Meera, behaved most dishonorably. None of them realized that for the rest of my life, I will not be able to trust anyone. Suspicion has become my second nature. Their affair has become my horror, my nightmare. I just want to stay away from whatever reminds me of Meera. That's why I'm making arrangements to migrate to America to be with my brother.
Chitransh stopped to breathe. He was sweating and panting by now. Aditi offered him a glass of water.
I understand you totally, Chitransh. I wish I could also say easily that these things are all poisonous substances to me as well. But how can I ever forget that Raghav spent precious money, our money that belonged to me and Aryan, for buying these expensive gifts, for going out on such weekend trips to Lonavala. I knew beforehand that you won't keep these photographs or jewelry with you, Chitransh. But before destroying them or selling them off, I had to show them to you. You have the money to go to the US. But I still have to pay the EMIs for the house. If Raghav had just lived on for a few more days, I would have asked him so many questions. But I know this is just wishful thinking. Anyways, I guess I will leave now, Chitransh. I have to pick up Aryan from his skating class. Thank you again for agreeing to meet me.
Chitransh also stood up.
Thanks, Aditi, for meeting me. Makes me feel a little better, though the hurt hasn't lessened at all. But at least I know I am not the only one suffering. Life has treated us both so roughly, Aditi. I don't know if we will ever heal. I guess we have survived because I have RV and you have your son Aryan. Anyways, Aditi, let us not keep in touch. Why remind ourselves repeatedly of the worst phase of our lives? Goodbye. Take care.
As Chitransh left from the cafe, Aditi picked up the pile of photographs and pulled out the bottommost picture. A young Meera was holding the little RV who must have been just a few months old. And right next to them was standing a smiling Raghav, looking fondly at the mother and daughter, with one arm over Meera's shoulder and with the other holding the infant's little fingers.